Okay, so me and Corey and Gordon and Tim, and there was a couple of girls, whatever. We were all playing basketball up here. And we were doing some stuff we weren't supposed to be doing. And so we were all up here in the basketball court. You can see it over there, over by that house where those trees are. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were up here and we were doing bad things, and we were done doing bad things, and I was over on this side, and I don't recall, I'm pretty sure there was there was definitely a trailer there with a classroom, but I remember it being bigger. Maybe it's behind those trees. Anyways, so I'm sitting on the steps of the trailer enjoying myself, and I hear and I look up very slowly. I look up and I see my buddy Corey. Corey is flying down the street. Okay? So I'm just like, what the hell is he doing? And Gordon and Tim and the two girls are running by us too. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned, but while we were up there, we met like, I don't know, 7 people over here, and they were hanging out with us too. So I see those guys running by, and I get down this street here, and I start running eventually too. And when I was running, I get down to this like dip sign here, right? And one of the 7 people or 6 people that showed up, they were at the top of the hill back there. Okay? So they're at the top of the hill, and they yelled down, "What are you running for?" It was just a pizza guy. And I'm right here, and I'm yelling down, was I right here? 1, 2, yeah. Okay, so I was right here, and I yelled down to Gordon and all them. I'm like, it was just a pizza guy, dude. Why are you guys running? Gordon's at the bottom of the street. It wasn't an effing pizza guy. It was an effing cop. I was like, and I turned back up to Brett. His name was Brett Liggett. And I'm like, Brett, it was a cop, he says. He was like, yo, I don't know what's wrong with them. It was a pizza guy. As he's saying it's an effing pizza guy, a cop car is rolling right behind him. And so I was like, Brett, yo, run. It's the cops. They're right behind you. And he turns around and he looks at the cop. He was like, he did this, yo. He did. And he took off. It was awesome. Oh my God, it was so funny. So of course they came, instead of going after the kid that was right next to him, they came after me. I ran down this street.
For you.
So I ran down this street.
You were targeted.
I was on the right side of the road, and the cops are like coming after me. There's a Jeep here.
Hi, I'm a Jeep.
The Jeep was right here, okay? And so I crawled underneath the Jeep before the cops got there. So I look over and the cops stop, and they're looking around trying to find me. And they turned and they came at me. So they're driving down the street. They got their spotlight out, and they're trying to find me. I'm underneath the Jeep. I get out of, or the cops like keep rolling. I stayed under there, I don't know, 10 minutes I was under that thing. So finally, after 10 minutes, I decided that it was cleared, I could go. So I get up and I run down to Gordon's house. Sorry, I just gotta look. Okay, so I run down to Gordon's house. When I run down to Gordon's house, they're all sitting there and they're all smoking a cigarette. And Corey's just like got his head down, he's smoking, and I looked at him. I was like, "Yo, man, like, yo, where did those cops come from?" And they were like, and they were like, "Yo, I don't know, man. Like they were just there all of a sudden." And so okay, so I ran. They ran from the top of this hill all the way to Gordon's house, which I say all the way. This is how far it is. Okay, and that's the street that I was at. Okay, so they ran down here, and then they ran over. They ran over here, and then they ran down here. Okay? We get down here, and Tim's house is over there where that pool is. That was Tim's house, except I don't think he had a pool. Gordon had a pool. Gordon has a great house. And so they all ran down here, and they all stopped right there at that white house. That was Gordon's house. I think that was Gordon's house. I don't remember. One of these houses was Gordon's house. Anyway, so I get down there, and they're telling me how they saw the cop and they ran, so where it gets funny is I'm standing there and I light up, and when I light up, they start laughing at me, and I was like, "What are you laughing at?" Apparently, the Jeep that I was hiding under had an oil leak and dripped oil all over my freaking head for 10 minutes.
No.
So I had to get like paper towels and dry it off. I didn't have a parent to tell me that you can't just wash out oil. So I ended up having a mess in my head, and my hair was curly at the time too, so it was even worse.
Oh God.
But anyways, that's how I ran away from the police with like 13 people. They never caught us, yo. I'm undefeated running away from the police. Undefeated.
I wonder if someone actually.
Police didn't know me. Well, the police knew me eventually when they raided Corey's house, but yeah, they had me on video.
Why did they raid his house?
Because they had a massive party. Hundreds of people were there, including two of the worst people in all of Baltimore. And they sold not my friends, but the people that were the bad people. They sold to an undercover some stuff that they're not allowed to be selling, and they brought in helicopters, paddy wagons. They arrested like 150 people there at Corey's house. A paddy wagon is a big vehicle that they pile people in to take them to jail.
Did everybody survive?
Did everyone survive? Yeah.
I mean, like, did anybody not get caught?
Oh yeah. Tons of people didn't get caught. They were running all throughout that state park. They were everywhere.
You were one of them.
I was not. I actually I had some special brownies, and I slept through the whole thing. Grandpa Sulo was jumping on the bed trying to wake me up, and I could not be woken up. There she goes. She wasn't paying attention. So Grandpa Sulo was like jumping up and down on the bed, went outside to smoke a cigarette just to see what was going on. The cops questioned him. They went door to door questioning people at like 2 a.m, looking for people running away. We actually had, I think it was 3 or 4 people that hid in our basement, and we didn't know that they were in our basement, but they were friends of ours, and they knew we didn't lock the doors, so they went into the basement and they hid there waiting for everything to blow over. And I was passed out. Grandpa was jumping up and down on the bed, screaming at me, Thomas, wake up. And I was just like, actually, I was probably completely silent because those brownies put me out like a light. So, anyways.
There was not something good in those brownies.
There was not something good in those brownies, but it was effective. But yeah, Corey got in, Corey actually should have gotten in trouble, I think, but he didn't get in trouble. And I mean, he was babysitting kids. He wasn't doing anything wrong. But yeah, that was the craziest thing ever. And again, surrounded by millionaires, and we just brought down the whole neighborhood. That was incredible. It was incredible. You want to live in this neighborhood? Why? Because you want to run away from the police?
No, because it's an awesome neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, now it looks like a decent place to live. It was a decent place to live when we were kids, too. We brought it down. There was, that Lansdowne effect, was in full force.
I wish I was, an animal, so I could, be alive at that time.
wish you were an animal so you could be alive at that time. And like, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, Daddy did a lot of bad stuff when I was a kid, but I didn't hurt people. Well, I guess that's not true too. I can say that I can say that I had a really, really good heart. I was a really good dude, and the people that I was around were really, really good people. And yeah, I mean, skipping school didn't make me a bad person. It just made me a bad student. Oh, and there's Universal Comics, where we're going to be going to meet up with Gordon soon.